Hello, I'm David Cooper from ePianos and Whitley Bay Organs, and today I'm going to show you a Lowrey EZ10. We're quite a big organ store down in Oxfordshire. We have a unit up in Whitley Bay as well, up near Newcastle, and we sell lots of organs. We have over 100 organs in stock. This is one of the Lowreys. We also do Rolands, we do Yamahas, we do Orlas, Ringways, a whole plethora of different choices that you can look at, and they're all on our website ePianos.co.uk. Now this is an EZ10 and it's designed to be very, very easy to use. Now I'll try and go through the things without making too many mistakes. I'm not a professional, I'm just an amateur player that plays lots in the shop, so I'll try and go through some of the features to let you know what they sound like and how it all works. But the big thing about this instrument is it's probably one of the easiest instruments to use because it's designed to not have loads of buttons. It looks quite basic, in fact, and when I first saw it and went to play, I was thinking, well, there's not very much actually on it, but the whole concept of this organ is it's designed to be very, very easy to use. And if you want help knowing what to set up, which to use and which sounds, it's all preset. Everything on it can be just used from the presets to make it easy peasy to use. Now then, we've got each rhythm, and each rhythm has full band, pianist and guitarist backings. So if you wanted to have a certain type of sound backing, then you've got 3 different choices. But every backing has also got 6 different setups from this main panel in the middle here, and that means that if I want a particular sound, I could go through and see what there is to choose from that's made to suit that style. What started off a few years ago with probably something like a Yamaha, where you chose a style and then you went to see what was there to choose from. In the early days, you had to mix the piano with some strings and then think what rhythm and put it all together yourself. But the huge changeover that happened in probably the 90s or the 2000s, where things became more preset and everything was a button with a light, that meant that one button could change the whole panel. And that was a game changer because all these brands now have made it much easier to use. And Lowrey have gone down the route of, let's keep it simple. Let's not give you too many choices. Let's go for the ones that everybody are using. So in here, we've only got 12 categories to get our styles from. Standards, country, Broadway, smooth, rock, 3/4 like the waltz, traditional, gospel, Latin, ballad, pop, and a mixture of others. Now, all these are going to give us 3 choices: full band, pianist or guitarist. So depending on what sort of music you're playing, you'll know whether you want a piano backing or a guitar backing or the full band. And then on top of those, you see you've got 12 lots of 3, that's 36. You've then got 6 variations on what sound might suit that very well, because everyone's got their own kind of favourite choice of what they want for their song. And if you haven't, there's plenty to choose from. So it's made very, very easy. So let's just start off first of all by going through some of the styles. I'm going to jump around a little bit, but we'll start off by going to that standards that I just had on just then, and we can use it with or without the rhythm section, because all these sounds are attached to the standards thing. So once you've selected it, you've then got the use of the sounds that go with it. So in standards, the first one I just used was the it's called, let's have a look if I just set this up again. Okay, Frank and the Count, they call it. So it's probably Frank Sinatra. And the first one was trombone and piano. And what that means is it gives us an upper sound of a trombone. And we can use a little pitch bend on our foot to bend the note. But down at the bottom, at the top of the keyboard here, we've got piano. And the rhythm section lower down. So there is a split point, and you can actually decide where you want that split point to be. But essentially, it gives you 2 sounds for every single setup that it's giving you. So in that first one, we had standards, full band. It's the Frank and the Count is the name they've called it. And we've got the sound that I used. But we've got these 5 other settings. Let's just see what these other settings might be. Number 1 on these buttons, there's 5 buttons to choose from, is I've put that, slow it down and use it for ain't misbehaving. So I'm going to choose number 1, and I'm just going to slow down this style, and then let's see what that sounds like. I'm going to use the intro again, and I'll play my C chord. Good introduction. clarinet, back to piano, ending. Okay. So we've got a really good setup, and that's great for Ain't Misbehaving. That's button number 1. Now we've still got in the standard section 4 more choices. So let's listen to the second one this time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on. It's vibes, but I'm going to turn off the rhythm and just use the sounds, because we don't always have to use the rhythm backing to play along with the sound that's been given to us. So in this case, the vibes. Some of you might remember I did a video quite a few years ago now on Tyros 4 doing a Vision On theme. It's called Left Bank 2, and it particularly works well on here. So let's try that. Brilliant vibraphone. Ah! It's a great sound. That was done by the Novell Tones, and it's just a really good setup. The vibraphone's got all the tremolo, so you get that really good, the wobble as well, so really nice sound. Now number 3 on here I've got down for is a lovely jazz organ sound. But if I get number 3, the top section at the bottom of this bottom keyboard at the top here, brilliant saxophone sound. Okay, so we've got, in fact I'm going to change it. I'm going to go to the standards. And then we've got, I've got the wrong setting, so let's start again. The standards at the top is going to give us a jazz organ, but the lower bit down here gives me a vocal of a lady singing. Isn't that brilliant? So we'll put that rhythm back on again, and we'll go into the rhythm now. So really good effective vocal background sound, and that's in the lower keyboard at the top here, and it splits. There. So it splits on the F sharp, But all the way up there we've got 2 octaves and a bit of sounds, keys that we can use for that upper. Okay, let's see if any of you are watching me, or I'm just talking to myself. Let's just have a quick look here at my iPad. So, my eyesight's getting worse all the time. Hi Dennis Noble. Hi Dennis, thanks for joining us. You're a great guy to always watch us. Newcastle staffs, looking forward to the show. Thanks very much. Trevor Bunce. Hi Trevor, always watching us. Good afternoon from, this is Normanby in Middlesbrough. It's not Normandy, France. I always read it badly and think you're away on holiday. Okay, Andy Long from Newbury. Hi Andy, how you doing? All right. And I've got Neville Jolly from sunny Durham. Hi Neville. And Jeff Street, Joan Street, watching for the Isle of Wight. Hi Joan, hope you're getting on well with your new organ. Let's have a look. Delivered this morning. Fabulous. Oh, that's great. Yeah, we had to take our van over to the Isle of Wight this morning to deliver to Joan. Oh. Okay, we've got Ken Percival. Hi Ken, thanks for joining us. I'm going to have to bring my glasses down to do this, I think. Terence Parker. Hi Terence. Hi everyone from Coventry. And Flexpel 3. Greetings from Rhode Island. I think you're the furthest so far. That's brilliant. Thanks for joining us from that far away. Now, one of the things, I put my thumbs up here, at the bottom of the video is actually a little thing with a thumb. And if you press that on your screen, that means that more people will get to realise that we're doing these live shows, and hopefully they'll be able to enjoy it too. So if you wouldn't mind just touching that little thumbs up and watching, hope you're doing it. We'd be really grateful, and then we can see that people are enjoying it, and more people will get to realise that these shows are going on to give you little tips and advice. Okay, so thanks all for joining us. Let's go on to another of these. We're still on the first section. We're still in standards of the music section. We're still on full band, so I've only gone to a few so far. The next one I've got here is number 4, and it's ideal for I Left My Heart in San Francisco. And again, we can use the same intro, but it's just a lovely string sound. So strings at the top. But at the top of the keyboard up here, we've got a flugel. So let's try that as a song. Let's try the intro, get the speed right. We get the right key. Okay, so that's, I'll stop it quick because the end gets a bit more difficult, I think. So that's I Left My Heart in San Francisco. And finally, there's one more setting which I'm going to go on to, which is called full band and trumpets. Really good sounds. Now, this is a instrument that came out in about 2012, 2013. So it's been out for about 10 years, but it's a very, very thorough instrument. It covers the sounds really well. The styles are really elaborate. It's a little bit like something like a Lowrey Inspire or Lowrey Fanfare with the silver panel, but it's going to give you a lot of these top instrument sounds, but they've just simplified it to make it very, very easy to use, and that's what I particularly like and have found. It's just all preset, ready to use. You haven't got to think about what you want to mix together. It's just ready to go. So we've got one more on this same setting. I'm still on the first style. Let's just put this on and see what it sounds like. Now, one thing I haven't spoken on this one is some of the sounds are going to give you what's called harmony. And harmony means instead of playing big chords with my right hand, I can play one note and the left hand chord the notes have been automatically added by the organ to our upper keyboard. So I can play a chord with my left hand, and when I play my right hand, it sounds like I'm playing a big fat chord, but I'm only playing one note. So I play my F chord, if I turn the harmony off. So sometimes when you're playing, you might not want the harmony on, and you can just go across and flick it off, but it gives it to you to give this full big sound, and you don't need to be a great player to get that big full sound, because the harmony is automatically coming on when I choose this fifth button. So let's just try that again with the backing style. Okay, so really big sounds, and again, I'm not doing all these changes and setting things up, it's just what it's like when it comes out of the box. Now let's see if anyone's got any questions. Ken Percival, thank you Ken. Can you adjust the split point? Yes you can. So what happens is this button called feature, and when we press the feature button there's a selection, but lower split is the first thing that comes up, and we can move the split point so our chords are just down at the bottom or go right to the top and you've just got a little bit at the top here. So that's a good question Ken. Yes it can be. Now something else. Love a double rack, oh, don't we all? Yeah. George Lewis and Danny Kilgore, greetings from Boston, Massachusetts. Well, that's probably getting up there in the length of distance from us, so great to have you joining us. Thank you very much, John. Now then, one of the things I was going to say is if you've got any songs that you want me to play, I wouldn't mind giving it a chance to try and find something quickly to show you a good setting for it, because it is so easy to use. If you've got a favourite song, a simple one obviously, that you want me to try and play, then I'm happy to find a setting pretty quickly and see if we can make it sound good without pressing too many buttons, because that's one of the things about this instrument. It's just very easy to use. Okay, I'm going to go into some of the features then now for you. So we've got this rhythm section on the left hand side, and each one has got 3 different types of backings, and each of these 3 different backings gives us a different 6 voice settings for the whole instrument. So we're currently on full band. Let's move across in the same backings of standards but into the pianist section. If we go to pianist, now I've got a different setting, and it goes to something called 2-beat piano, piano and strings, and it gives me an accordion. So now if I play my backing again, I'm going to put my intro on, we'll get a different intro more suited to a 2-beat piano backing. There we go. So very easy just to choose it and it's there for me. Now we've got lots of other choices. Let's see what the other ones are. We've got an octave piano. So I could be playing this one and have just a piano backing. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh. Okay, we go to button number 1 now, and let's see what they gives me. A harpsichord and a recorder of all things. So let's see. And a recorder. That could be good, so let's try that. That's quite nice there for a recorder. That's not something that you tend to get very much. Okay, the next one is a guitar with electric piano. Let's see what that sounds like. An electric piano. That's nice. Okay, so if we go to number 3 button, we've got rich Lowrey sounds. That oh, we've got a calliope. This is nice. This is really like a bit like a pan flute. And we've got an organ. Now this is one of those ones that you could turn the rhythm off and just use it without the rhythm playing, because the sounds are well set up. Or church organ. And number 4, we've got strings. And a violin. So really accurate sounds. I'm going to just go into the standards again and go to the 5th one, which is piano and strings, toy piano. There's even a kazoo, which I've never seen a kazoo, I don't think, on a keyboard and organ before. So they've really gone out to town to find some weird and wonderful sounds for you. Okay, let's go into another section now. We've got a feature on here which is just setups. Okay, if I turn off my style for a moment and go into song setup, this will give me setups for different songs, but also for types of sounds. So if I go through to the songs, start with Achy Breaky Heart, Alley Cat Song, a lower O, the typical sort of songs we'll find in a music finder. But if we go down to the organ sounds, we've got the Sweet Lowrey as our first setting. So let's just get into that. I've got to select it, and now that's my sound for the instrument. Really beautiful. That's called the Sweet Lowrey sound. If I go a little bit further, go into song setup again, Lowrey with strings, select. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll go a little bit further. We'll go to full Lowrey. Select. Nice sound. Okay, we'll go a bit further. Let's just see if there's any questions then. We've got John from Northwich. Hi John, nice to have you with us. This is the first time I've watched Organ Lives and found it very interesting. Well, thanks John, I hope you come back and test us out another time. Rollingston Gomes, hi David, how's it going? Very well, thanks very much, hope the keyboard's going well. Terence Parker, play Blue Moon, okay. Bit of a challenge, okay, let's try Blue Moon then, Terence. So I would probably say that's going to be best on a standards one, so I'm going to go into standards again, and then we'll get the speed right. A bit too fast, so I'm going to slow that down a little bit. I'm going to choose my sound, so I've got six to choose from. Let's see what we've got. So we've got piano, vibes, organ, strings, and trumpet down here. So I'm going to start off my trumpet, I think. Let's have an intro. Brilliant intro. Really good rhythm for that. That's Blue Moon, and I'm just using the setup, so I'm only going through these buttons. I'm not jumping around. It's very, very easy. I hope that makes sense. I hope that was okay, Terence. I do like that song. Ken Percival, does the USB connection for saving registrations and recording your playing? I don't think it actually does. No, I'm pretty sure. I was having a look at this earlier. It doesn't have a USB. I think the idea of this is that this is just for people who want to have everything preset inside it. But I'm not aware of anywhere that you would save your own settings. You would just use the preset one. So it's kind of a preset instrument. There's not a facility of my knowledge to be able to set your own things into it, because the idea is it's there just for simplicity of people who perhaps don't really know or want to be bothered with saving their own stuff, just as it comes out of the box, ready to use all the features. So I don't think, Ken, there's anything in the way of setups for that you can go into. Okay, let's go into a few more of the preset sounds. So we go to song setup. We got to the Lowrey one. Let's go to jazz organ and percussion. Let's just turn that off a minute. So we're on jazz organ setup. That's not a jazz organ. Let's have a look. Song setup. Right, this is one thing I learned yesterday. You've got to press the select button to lock it in, else it's going to be on the previous sounds. Here we go. Jazz organ. Let's go a bit further. Song setup, down a bit further. Theatre organ soft, that would be nice. Novelty theatre next. But it's quite a good sound still. We go a bit further. Full theatre, this will be good. Brilliant sound, isn't it? Okay, song set up again, and we go down to pipes quiet, so it'd be like a pipe organ, soft. Another one, let's have a look, we go a bit further down. Baroque organ, ooh. Full organ sound. Let's go down another one. Big choir, big organ with choir. So let's see what we got here. Choir at the bottom, organ at the top. Choir. Very big sound, isn't it? Okay, let's try another one. We go straight into songs then, so that's the beginning of the song list again. So there's a lot of presets that are just hidden away in there, and they're with the song list, a bit like Music Finder, but there's just some really good sort of full organ sounds that we can find at the touch of another button, and it's just easy to select from. Okay, let's try some other styles then now. We'll go into let's try the Latin one. Now one thing I used to do, when I first started selling organs, it was 1982. And there was a music shop that opened in Banbury that I used to work at, and I would go in on a Saturday and I would help my boss Glenn and show people organs. I think I looked quite young for my age because I was small, so he used to sit me on a little chair outside the front door of the shop with a little portable keyboard with a little amplifier, and I'd be sitting there playing simple songs, and people would think, well, if that young child can do it, anybody can do it. And that seemed to be quite a good way to show people instruments. So I then carried on working there. I got a full-time job eventually, but I used to go in after school and school holidays, and there was a song that sort of was very prominent in my mind, which was a very good song to demonstrate the organs, which one of them in fact was asked to be played today by let's have a look, Mike Golding. I hope you're with us, Mike. And Girl from Ipanema, because bossa nova seemed to be like the choice of rhythms for a lot of these home organs for the sort of type of music that people would play. And there was also a song called Wave, and they used to get played a lot. So I'm going to put on the Latin one. Let's see if I can find a style. Let's see what it sounds like. That'll do. Now we've got different choices: piano, guitarist, and full band. So we've got a backing for a wave. Then we've got some sounds we can choose from. So let's see what sounds we get. Got vibes there. There's my organ sound. Marimbas and pan flute, and trumpets and strings. So I'm just going to use that organ sound. I'm going to play a bossa nova with an organ sound that I would have played probably 40 years ago. It's a bit scary. Let's have the intro. I know that it goes to another bit like there, but the next bit is really hard, so I'm not going to play the second part of Girl from Ipanema. I'm really sorry. Okay, so that's the really good Latin backings. Now we've also got a Latin piano section and a Latin guitarist. I'll just check there's no one else with a question. Let's see if I can just log into this a minute. Use the passcode. Oh. Okay, so let's have a look what we got. Do we have USB connections? Oh, we've got some more questions now coming through. Thanks for all your questions. It's really helpful. Just gives us a bit more to think about. So, is playing your request might go on? Are you watching? Oh, you get Chris Port. Interesting first timer here from Malaysia. That's great, Kesh. Thanks for joining us from Malaysia. Fingered chord, single fingered chord, and a well. Okay, so we have got a single fingered chord and we have got 3 fingered chords that we can play. And what we can do, the single fingered chord, we can make major sevenths, we can make minor chords as well. So we've got the choice of which notes you play with the name of the chord to give you a different chord. Also at the moment, I'm not always playing the pedals because the automatic auto bass comes on when you choose one of these settings. Excuse me. You can override that, but essentially it gives you the automatic bass, as a lot of people don't always want to play the bass pedals. So you don't have to play them, but you can override them and play them if you wanted to. Okay, so let's have a look. So fingering chord, Brazil, oh, Struth. ET, is that, oh, etc. Okay, I'm not quite sure, Terence. I might have to get you to that again. ECT. But if we try Brazil, I think that's Brazil. So let's try a Latin one, and we'll try it with a guitar maybe. That's a bit slow, no? Let's see. So if we go through, on the hop I might not get this very good. Latin guitar. What can I put on that would be... I might have to practice that for another time. Let's have a look. If I go to... I'm going to come back to that next week. I'm going to play Brazil next week when I've learned. I think rather than bluff my way through it badly, I think that would be a better option for everybody. Okay, so let's go to something else. We're going to go to smooth. Let's see what smooth is like. That's nice. The endings and the intros are really, really good on this instrument. That's one thing I've found, and the fill-ins that come in. I found transpose very easily. On the feature button, we can go into the transpose page and select it, and then we can use the scroll here to go up and down through my transpose. So if you want to lift it, it can make quite a difference when you're playing to just lift the the pitch of the instrument as you're playing along, so that works out very well to do. The instrument itself can be used manually. I mean, let's not take that away from it. It can be used where you choose a style, you make all your own sounds up yourself, but it is so easy to use just by using the built-in features. We've got volumes down here. Sometimes when I go to a style setup, I think that the chord accompaniment backings are just a little bit too much, so I can just drop my style volume down and then that will balance out again for me. I've got a lower voice as well that we can bring in up or down for this lower keyboard sound, so it's not too overpowering. Now, one of the things that our shop does a lot of is videos, and you may have come across a few already. And the videos themselves are really just to give you more of an insight into the instruments we sell, whether it's through tips of how to use the features or just give you an insight into what the instruments cover and how they might compare to another instrument. So we've now got a section on our website you can go into. In the middle of this website it says support, and you can go down and go into a piano chooser, which is a way of getting advice on which model might suit your needs if you're looking for a piano, but also it will go into our videos and our blogs. Now our videos, they're all categorized into Yamaha Tyros, Yamaha Genos, organs, and then we've got the blog section that gives you write-ups about all these instruments as well, or features and things. So it is well worth looking at the support section in the top row of our website, and then going down into maybe the blogs or the videos, and that will give you a good insight into what we have available. Now, at the bottom of our video you're watching today, there's a little thumbs up. If you've got a chance just to press that with your finger, just carefully touch it, that will give you an insight, or give us an insight into people who are enjoying the videos, and we can see then which ones are more popular. But also it gets the word out through Google that people are enjoying our videos, and we can do more to suit the needs. So that's another thing to say. Now let's just see if we have any more questions. Just got to log in again. Okay, so Ken Percival, does it have some lovely, accurate? It does have some lovely sound. It does have some good sounds, yes. It has a very clean, modern appearance. Thank you, Max Green. Thanks, Max. And what was the question from Ken was, are there any choirs? Yeah, there are choirs. I'm pleased you picked that out, actually. And this is one of the ones I found earlier. So if we go into the More button in the upper part of the keyboard, we've currently got this vibraphone setting, but if we go into More, we can go through a large choice of instruments, and they include church organs, kazoos, brass instruments, and there's some great choirs. So I'm just going to scroll through till I see the beginning of the choirs. And certainly we've got some really weird ones. We've got a dog, and we've got a cat. I don't know whether you've got pets at home that might be listening to that. But if we go to the choir sounds, there's some church organ sounds. Church bells are great. Really good bell sounds. We've also got things like choir. There we go. So really nice choir sound there. We've also got lots of other things that we can bring in. Let's go through a few. We've got a Spanish guitar. You've got to think when you play these instruments how they're going to be used. A trumpet wouldn't always play 3 notes together, so you might want to use it as a solo instrument only. A guitar might be strumming chords, so we might go. So we can use it in the way that a guitarist might finger the notes. A harmonica. Another thing we can do is on the foot switch, down on the floor here, we've got a foot switch to the left that bends the note. So if I hold my note on and bend my foot to the left, we get the effect of the... So we can put the little bend that a harmonica player might blow a little bit harder. Let's have a look. We've got mandolin, Okay, let's go a bit further. We've got marimba. That's nice. We've got the organ sounds. Now these are the percussive sound. Let's go a bit further. Loads of organ sounds. Pan flute. We've got piccolo. That's reminded me, there's another section I want to show you called traditional. Now the traditional button on the end here is going to give us all the standard things like a march rhythm. So if we go to full band and we go into the setup for the traditional, let's have a listen to it as an intro. Let's try number one. Ending. So some really good ones in the march section. Now if I go to just a couple more just to show you the endings and the intros, because they are so great and full. If we go to Broadway, we've got full band intro. Ending. I'll just do a couple more just because they are so nice. Let's put the ballad on. We'll go into the piano section this time. Intro, ending. There we go. And if we do the same rhythm, but I'll do it this time with a guitarist. Intro. I know what this sounds like. Great rhythm, isn't it? So some of these are really well orchestrated from the style section, and then each one has got this choice of setups. So it's a really very easy instrument to use. And I hope that what I've done today is showing you that you don't have to press loads of buttons and choose around things to do. It's just very, very easy. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. We've gone through some of the styles, we've gone through a few of the sounds, we've gone through a lot of the presets that make it easy to use. I'll just check there's no one else I've got to reply to. Yes, Ken, it does some lovely accurate sounds, Max. So Max, the instrument came out in 2012, 2013, just on the edge of 12. A lot of these instrument manufacturers launch them right at the end of the year, so 13 was when it started being available. But it's a great sound, and we give a warranty, a year's warranty, but they are reliable instruments. The Lowreys we do very, very well with. Wilf Wells, hi Wilf. I would add a memory of 200 registrations, composite with no USB. Well, I suppose I don't think it has got a memory, but the thing about this is a lot of people, probably unlike you, Wilf, would want to just use what's in it and not worry about making their own things up, and that's what we find a lot of our customers don't want the hassle of thinking about how to mix it. They just want to get on and play it, and so that's the beauty of this one. It's very preset and very simple to use. Okay, well, thanks for all joining us today. I say thumbs up is great. Keep watching the videos. You can subscribe to our video channel, so if you want to know when the next ones are coming up, whether it's an organ, piano or keyboard, if you subscribe to the ePianos page on YouTube, then you'll get to realise when the next videos are coming. If you go onto Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, if you like us or follow us, that means that you'll get information about new live shows that we're doing. And have a look on our website at the support in the middle of the top of the page. Go down to videos and you'll see there are literally hundreds of videos that we've made to make it a bit more clear as to which ones do what. Thanks for watching today. Hope you've had a great afternoon. Enjoy your weekend. It's David at One Man Band and ePianos and Whitley Bay Organs signing out now. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.